Good morning. So I wanted to have a little chat with you about this day of rage that is going on, or is said to be going on. First of all, you should probably recognize that phrase because it's been used to fearmonger people multiple times over. Remember all the day of rages back in 2016 when Trump was running for president, and then when he got president, and when he got elected, and all. Don't you remember all those days of rage? All these local communities were posting pictures of flyers for the day of rage, and all this started after the movie Purge came out. By the way, so it's Hollywood again. It's not anything even remotely generic, right? It's Hollywood. So this is America's fantasization of Hollywood's purge. They call it the Day of Rage. And we've had so many days of rage that have come and gone. And nothing. Just like tomorrow, nothing. Nothing. Why? Because it's made up. It's made up. Somebody somewhere wants attention. So they make up stories because they can get stupid people to carry on the stories, right? Look at pinball preparedness, right? Telling you about how they're putting tires around people and pouring gas in it and lighting. Oh yeah, is there any video of that? Is there any video of the beheaded children? Is there any of this? Because all I have seen, and I did actually do some digging, and if I'm missing something and someone can link me, please do. Please do. But all I'm seeing is a bunch of adult-sized body bags is all I'm seeing. And when I say a bunch, not really. Not really. So I'm, again, wondering where all this evidence is. Because, you know, I am not so forgetful. I think that a lot of our society is very forgetful. I'm not. And I remember the 90s, and I remember the false chemical missile attacks that was going on. I remember the fake news broadcasts that CNN and others were doing. And I mean, they were clearly fake. You can go on YouTube, you can find videos of these newscasts that I'm talking about. And like one scene, right, supposedly there's a chemical attack, missiles are coming in, right? And you got two reporters on camera. One reporter grabs a helmet, and the other reporter grabs a gas mask. Now, the either person doesn't have the other. So one guy's got a helmet, the other guy's got a gas mask for a chemical attack. Right? Didn't even make sense on the surface. And I caught that when it aired live a long time ago. I caught that as it happened. And questioned it immediately. You know, it is absolutely mind-blowing to me, the stories that people will pass on because of their emotions. They want other people to feel like they do. I don't want you to feel anyway. I want you to look at the facts, and I want you to use logic and deductive reasoning and not live in fear, not carry on the tales. Because people like Pinball don't realize he's going to have to account for all of that. See, God doesn't say that, oh, you don't have to account for your lies because you were a Republican. You're good. You're good to go. Not how it works, folks. That is not how it works. And that's why I stay as far away from society as I can, because it's filled with that. It's filled with people that will just say whatever, whenever, to go along with the flow for acceptance. I'm sorry, I don't want people like that around me. Period. I do not, because that is a very, very dangerous situation, because there's no foundation, there's no stability, there's nothing. There's nothing. And that's exactly what you're going to wind up with if you surround yourself with individuals like that. So I wouldn't be worried about the day of rage. You know, if we're going to get attacked here in our homeland, it's going to happen. It's not going to be done on some day of rage that they let everybody know about ahead of time. That is ignorance. Do you think that they had contacted Israel and let them know that they were about to about to do an operation on the country, do you think they let them know in advance? No? That sounds pretty silly? Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Folks, we need to slow down. And we need to look at the facts versus the emotions here. Because you have a government and its media that is doing everything they can to get you spun up. Now, mind you, this is the very, very same media, that the ones that are trusting wholeheartedly now and parroting the stories. It was the same people that were calling them liars just not that long ago. So we pick and choose out of the news what we believe and what we don't believe based on our emotion. That's pretty much how it works. That's not reality, though. And that's not truth, and that's not facts. What that is a bunch of emotions that the Father warned you about. Do I see the Muslim population? Do I see them trying to instill Sharia law? Do I see them trying to force their ways upon the American people? I'm sure there are instances, because I'd be foolish not to think so, but as an organized thing, as a normal thing, no. No. In fact, a lot of the Muslims are here because they were trying to escape Islam. Because they did, by the way, there is a difference between Muslim and Islam. Okay? Most of your Muslims that live in the United States were trying to escape Islam. Islam is what's behind Sharia law. Okay? A lot of the Muslims that are here in the United States today left there so they didn't have to deal with that there. They're not going to bring that here. It is mind-blowing to me how stunningly stupid people are. Now, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just speaking of the ones that love to parrot the lies. So, we don't have this mass attempt to make us live by their ways. However, and I pointed this out before, Google anti-BDS, also known as Noahide law, but they keep changing the name of it. So Google anti-BDS. It would seem to me that Israel is doing the very things that you're fear-mongered that the Muslims are doing. It is Israel that is putting in the laws saying that we can't even say anything against it. Right? Muslims don't have that. They aren't putting in laws like that. They aren't trying to put in laws like that. You know, you might find one town or something like that does, but that's what it's going to amount to. It's going to be a town that does. That's pretty much, right? It's not going to be something that's widespread. Not now, not ever. Don't let this day of rage nonsense worry you. Don't let the fear-mongers worry you. Are we looking at something very serious here? I absolutely believe so. I honestly think this is go time. I honestly think this is go time. But what it's not go time for is lies, freaking out, parroting stories that you haven't even took 2 seconds to try to verify yourself. Again, I have been looking for video, for pictures of these atrocities, and there's nothing. All I'm hearing is a bunch of he said, she said. That's all it is, a bunch of he said, she said. And people are running with it as truth. You may choose to be that stupid. I'm not. I'm not. Because the Father's going to make me account for every word that I say. And it doesn't matter if I didn't know it was a lie. It was my job. It was my responsibility. I'm supposed to have the self-responsibility and the self-discipline to verify that before those words leave my lips. And if I do not verify that and untrue words pass through my lips, that's on me. I can't point at pinball because pinball said it, right? Pinball can't point at some politician because some politician said it. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. We all are going to account for ourselves. Now, that gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling because I have been trying my ass off. I'm quite comfortable with the idea of going up before the Father. Right now, I'm very comfortable with that. I got a long way to go, but I know how far I've came. Look, folks, do not let this stuff scare you. Don't parrot it. Don't parrot it. Because that's what gives this stuff the teeth that it gets, is because people are so willing to parrot it, right? Oh, look, the latest. Oh, look, fear, 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 the latest. Right? We need to step away from that mindset. Okay? We don't need to fear anything. We need to be getting ready. Damn right we need to be getting ready. But we shouldn't fear. We shouldn't parrot fear or anything else. The Bible talks about all of this stuff. You know? It talks about every bit of this stuff. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So anyway, again, don't let it concern you. Don't let it worry you. Just keep doing what you've been doing, which is hopefully working towards preparedness in some manner or another. Just keep working at it. If this has got anybody freaked out to the point that, you know, it's overwhelming, please contact me. Please contact me. It should not be overwhelming. It is a lot, and it is important. But, hey, look, right now we're okay. Okay? And that's what we have to go by. We can't just sit there and worry ourselves to death about what might happen tomorrow. Okay? We need to be prepared and work more towards being prepared for what might happen tomorrow. But you leave that worry with the Father. Because you shouldn't have worry if you truly trust the Father. And if you've truly been trying. You shouldn't have a thing to worry about. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Hang in there, folks. And if it's overwhelming, please reach out to me. But if you've got a handle on it, continue to keep a handle on it. And understand that there are going to be, you know, the first casualty of war is the truth. And every time there's a conflict, of course, you hear stories about they do this and they do that. And, you know, it's the damnedest thing because a lot of times it's the same stories, right? You think that throwing tires over somebody and pouring gas down them and lighting it on fire, you think this is the first time that's been said? And it does get done. I mean, they do this stuff. Don't misunderstand me. They absolutely do this stuff. But like what Pinball was reporting on today was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie. Now, he may have heard it from somebody, but somebody along the line lied. Why do I know it's a lie? This is one of those stories that always gets brought up. I'm telling you, this whole babies being beheaded thing that's going on, that's being talked about right now, do you know what it's going to wind up becoming, right? The same thing as the weapons of mass destruction. It didn't happen. The same thing as in the 90s with the Hussein and the babies in the incubators. Remember, they just tipped the incubators over and let the babies die. We found out that there was no incubators. There was no babies. It was all a lie. All a lie. Why? Because the United States government was trying to propagandize you into backing a war in the Middle East. Let that sink in a little bit. Shalom.